I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to order at 7:01 p.m. All right, so we are here to talk about how we're gonna raise I believe $1,400 around there for the money that we promised for the Veterans Day community cleanup. So at the last youth council meeting, we talked about maybe doing some kind of coin drive in the homerooms at the elementary schools, at the middle school and at the high school. We talked about a GoFundMe, but seemed like that would be more like centered towards adults, but we want this to be youth centered and youth focused. So I think the coin drive is probably our best bet. But do either of you guys have preferences?
I think the coin drive's a good idea because it brings in the youth and stuff. But I don't know if it'll raise enough money.
That was my concern. Because between even all the schools, I don't know if kids collectively would have enough money. But I was talking to my mom before this call, and she was saying if there was a type of bake sale or something, if we were to do even one or both, the coin drive we could have going, and then additionally we could all get together and do a bake sale or something along the lines of that, if one won't make all of the money, since it's it is kid based.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I also had that concern that you both had. I love the idea of a bake sale. I'm trying to think how, I don't know if we could safely do that just with COVID.
Yeah.
And if we did something, I know we talked about doing something similar in the spring. So hopefully by then cases will die down and we will be able to do more stuff outside. So I'm definitely going to keep that in mind. I'm going to put that in my memory bank. That's a really good idea. So I think a coin drive is definitely our best bet to get youth involved because it's at school. And even though we are a school-centered group, all the youth in Wakefield go to school, so it'll be good to kind of reach that the targeted people. So then maybe with the idea that this might not raise enough money, I think it will raise a good amount. We can probably set up a GoFundMe. I can promote it on the youth council Facebook page and the Instagram. We can put something in the item. So then if families want to donate, or parents, or just community members, we can also do that. But I think our main focus should be on the coin drive. Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Ellie was going to come, but she had rehearsal for a play, which is very exciting. And I'm glad she's involved, and those things are starting to happen again. And I know that she did, or at her school, she goes to Bishop Fenwick, they did some kind of similar, a class fundraiser, I think, or something of that nature, where they did something very similar to this. And we had also talked about trying to connect it to Valentine's Day. And another idea that we had on the youth council meeting was that maybe, if you donate some money, you can have some pieces of paper and some markers, and you can make a card for a veteran that we can give them when we donate this money. So I think that's something that we'll try to plan once we have more of the details kind of figured out. So Catherine can't make it to the meeting. So I'm just going to kind of write down some of the ideas, and I'm planning to talk to her before our meeting tomorrow. So it sounds like the coin drive is our first choice. And then we can add in, if you donate money, here's a piece of paper, you can make a card. And I think that's exciting because it's a way for the youth to feel very connected to the veterans, and for the veterans to feel really supported rather than just giving them money. But they're both obviously great. And then maybe we can think about at the full youth council meeting tomorrow, how we can kind of maybe tie it into Valentine's Day. But I think we do want to get this as soon as possible, started as soon as possible. So that might be a different thing. All right.
Well, the coin drive and the card making sounds more geared towards like the elementary school and middle school kids.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like many like if we want like support from like the high schoolers too, maybe we can find something like related to Valentine's Day too, or
Yeah,
like the
that's
bake
a really
sale.
good idea.
Like that's
Yeah.
like the bake sale also requires like ingredients for like money and stuff,
Right. Yeah, and that is tricky with COVID and germs and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a good point about the high school. I'm just gonna email really quick Jenna the Zoom link. I'm just gonna forward this to her because she just texted me. Thank you. I'm just gonna tell her I sent it. Sorry. Yeah, Paige, do you have any ideas of like, so maybe like chocolate? I don't know what like high schoolers would be into.
Yeah, or like just like a Valentine, but like I don't know
Yeah.
how appealing that is. Like
Right.
like like a candy gram, like something along like
Yeah. Or like
that.
how I know the senior class did like the candy cane fundraiser. Hi
Mhm.
Jenna. So we could do something like that, but that's also hard because we'd have to like front the money for that.
Mhm.
So it's hard to like expend, but we could also probably get that taken care of. All right, so I'm gonna write down some of our ideas. All right, so our number one choice is the coin drive with cards, right? We're thinking with like card materials. All right, coin drive with cards. And then our second choice would be some kind of like other fundraiser. And Catherine will probably have some good ideas.
When we like do the fundraisers, would we say it's like for the veterans, or would we say like just like youth council?
Probably the more specific, the better, I would think. Because then people will know like what they're contributing to. You know what I mean?
Like why they're giving the money.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. So we're worried about how we could do this at the high school. So Jenna, just to catch you up, so we talked about that our first choice option is to do a coin drive in classrooms at the elementary school, and then homerooms at the middle school and the high school. And if people donate money of any amount, they can have materials to make a card for a veteran or a few veterans that we can give them when we donate this money. And then we're also trying to come up with like a second idea. We had talked about a bake sale, but decided that might be hard with COVID, or maybe like a Valentine card that people could send their friends, and it'll be like a little like a candy gram like at a show. But one of our worries is that the coin drive and the cards seem more geared towards elementary school and middle school. And the high schoolers might not be super into that. And you never know, like we can totally do this as an option, but it might be good to have a backup plan. Any other ideas? I'm trying to think. So if we do this in every classroom and homeroom, it might be a good idea to say like, whoever wins the most at each school or in each grade will get like some kind of reward or prize, because I feel like that will also motivate people.
I was gonna say like I remember the like box tops, like they would was that like the more amount that you like the bigger amount that you brought in, like the bigger prize that you got, and I would like check the cereal for it and like try and get like the bigger prizes and stuff. Like some sort of competition I think would make it more appealing to kids too.
It's like jump rope for heart, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the name of that. I was thinking that too.
I know. It's so funny. Like, I totally forgot about all those things that we used to have like in elementary and middle school. Those were so fun. I remember in middle school, we would do like the magazine fundraiser or like try to sell wrapping paper. And that was always really fun. So I'll talk to Catherine and see if she has any ideas for what we can do as rewards or prizes. I mean, I know like a go-to is like a pizza party, but again, we have to think about COVID, like in school. But maybe it can even be that maybe the veterans that are receiving this trip to the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington can go to the school and they can get a picture taken or something like that. But that's something like a fine-tuning thing that Catherine and I could figure out. Awesome. I feel like we have a pretty good plan. Does anybody want to be a spokesperson for talking about this at the youth council meeting tomorrow? Because I feel like I do a lot of the talking and I feel bad. Does anybody want to present our ideas? And I can type them out just like in an email summary that you can read off.
I could do it unless other people want to do it.
You can do it. It's okay.
Jen, are you cool with that? If Madeline does it?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not even sure I can make it.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
I know you're super busy and I appreciate you guys coming on. Awesome. So I feel like we have a good plan. Does anybody else have any other thoughts or questions? Oh, and I'm gonna add like a community GoFundMe to the list. All right. And then we can also tie in Megan DeCourcy with this, one of our members. She's the liaison to, I believe, the Galvin and the high school PTO. So maybe the PTO can help us promote this and get families and guardians and parents to help encourage their students to bring in money. Because I feel like the more diverse of donations, the better. Like a lot of youth, some adults, some teachers, maybe, to show that like we're really tying in the whole community with this, because that's really our goal of the youth council. Awesome. Any other thoughts? I know this was a quick meeting, but I feel like we got a lot covered.
It's like hard to picture how much money will be able to come out of this. Like I think until
Right.
it happens.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like with the list that we have, we should be able to do it. So
Yeah, definitely. And I think with that concern, I was thinking about that too. Like the sooner we start this, the better. So then if we need to make a backup plan or do a second fundraiser, then we have time, because we did come up with the date. I know it was sometime in March, it's escaping me. But it's like the national, oh my gosh, I don't remember and I feel horrible about it. It's something to do with the Vietnam veterans. And that's like where we're going to send people to Washington for. So yeah, but I'm not worried. And I know that Mr. Chines from the town council or liaison said that he can also talk to the town councilors about pitching in. So I think we'll be covered. We might just have to do it in a few different ways. But yeah, I'm excited. This is an awesome project. So thank you all for coming and being a part of this. So Madeline, it's Madeline, right?
yeah.
Okay, I always get so nervous it's Madeline and I always say it wrong. Madeline, okay. So you will talk about this at the youth council meeting tomorrow. I believe I left a spot for it on the agenda. So I'll send you the notes that I took. I'll try to do that tonight. If not, I'll get them to you by tomorrow before the meeting, just so you can have a reference point. And then I'll open it up for any questions or comments or any other ideas for people that weren't able to make it. And then we'll go from there. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Anything else before we adjourn? No? All right. I think this is like the fastest meeting in youth council history. It's nice. 15 minutes. All right. So do I have a motion to adjourn our meeting?
I motion.
Thank you, Paige. Do I have a second?
I second.
All right. Thank you, Madeline. All right. I'm going to call the roll. Madeline,
Yes.
Paige,
Yes.
and Jenna.
Yes.
Awesome. So our meeting is officially adjourned.